Hello you guys and welcome to Valentina Pie's YouTube channel. Today I thought I would share with you guys my breakup story that happened, I think, sort of close to the end of last year, before this summer happened. This summer, not last summer. So I thought I'd share with you guys my breakup story. Well, I'll just tell you guys how I started feeling like the breakup was coming, and how I actually started feeling like it was getting close to time for me to break up with him. But I was just like, I started feeling like I was ready to break up with him, but I never actually felt all the way ready, because my heart just still had love for him. So, how I started feeling like we needed to break up, and I haven't told my parents yet because I didn't think about it seriously, but there was at least once or twice, or maybe even 3 times where I said, I just don't like how our relationship is going anymore. Maybe I should talk to my parents about how I can break up with him. I was thinking of actually talking to my parents of ways to break up with him, because my ex-boyfriend, when we were dating, for at least several months, getting like at least 2 or 3 months, maybe even a month before we broke up, he started saying jokes about stuff I did not like, and he knows very well I did not like them, because in our relationship before, when he wasn't ready to break up, he cared a lot about that and never talked about anything having to do with stuff I'm uncomfortable with, like sex. Yes, he made jokes about that closer to the end of our relationship, and it was really bothering me. But it's just, he has helped me overcome so much. He's the first boy that has never sexually abused me in any type of way, and so I trusted him, and I said, I don't know why he's saying these jokes, but I'm going to give him some more chances. But it just kept going on. And then I still remember, like, it was a few days before he broke up with me. We were at the mall together, and he wanted to leave. My mom was with me, and his parents were with him. And he wanted to leave while we were eating lunch. He was finished with eating lunch, but I was not. And he wanted to get up at the table, and I'm like, why? And then a few days later, a day or 2 later, my mom said that my boyfriend and his stepmom need to come to my house and talk to us. And we thought it had something to do with this joke he said that my dad heard and got really mad at. So we thought he was apologizing for this joke. But no, I was not prepared for what was coming at all. He came to my house. I was smiling at him. I said hi, or something else like that. I forget what day exactly he came to my house, but so his stepmom started off with the conversation. I remember almost words like coming out from mouth. We are here for an unfortunate event, or something like that. And right when she said that, I felt chills coming down my back. Like something is about to happen that I'm really gonna get hurt at. I felt that coming as soon as she said that. So honestly, my heart started pounding and I was scared. And I honestly wanted to escape because I was like, what is about to happen? And then my boyfriend, it took him a little bit to get the words out of his mouth. He was just standing there, nervous. I forget if I was standing there, if I was standing or sitting, but he was just, I know he was standing, and he's like, how to say this, how to say this. And none of us were telling him, just say it, you know. None of us were doing that. He was taking his time. And then he finally said, hey, Valentina, something like this. I think it's time for us to see other people. And I still get teary-eyed at that. He says, it's time for us to see other people. And something else, and I'm breaking up with you, or something along that lines. I know he said it's time for us to see other people, and I think he said I'm breaking up with you. And as soon as I got the hint he was breaking up with me, I ran upstairs. I just started crying, and I ran up to this room, and I remember just laying on my bed, just pouring out tears while my boyfriend at the time was breaking up with me. I've never gone through a breakup before, and my heart had still lots of love for him because he treated me so much. He treated me so well for so long. Even though with the jokes, he was still treating me well, and he was the best boy. He has helped me overcome a lot ever since I've gotten sexually abused with other boys. So I cried a little bit in my room, and I just felt like I had to go back downstairs. So I went back downstairs even though I was crying, because I didn't want just me crying to say goodbye. Because honestly, I was just shocked, and I didn't want to just stay in my room. Even though I was really hurt, I was crying, and then he started crying. And one thing that really hurt me is he told me I was saying those jokes that you didn't like to try to get you to break up with me because I didn't want to break up with you. So for a while, he was actually trying to get me to break up with him. And I was starting to think about it because, like I told y'all earlier, I was starting to tell my dad that I'm starting to think of breaking up with him. But I told him I'm just not ready yet. And he broke up with me a little sooner than I kind of wanted, but he was ready to move on, and I think it's best because he just kept saying jokes, but at the time he was saying jokes, but he's helped me overcome so much, and knowing him helping me overcome so much is what was making me cry and just not wanting me to let him go. And then his stepmom, she hugged on me and she said it's okay to cry. She felt really bad for me, and all that stuff. We dated almost a whole year. We were planning on going to prom a second time, but he broke up with me before prom. We went to prom our first time, and I think I still have the pictures of us at prom if you would like to see them. I may insert them. It's kind of hard for me to see pictures of him still, but it's getting a lot more easier to. I can actually talk to boys again, but it's still too soon to want to date. 'Cause only time can heal a broken heart. That's what my parents said. And as soon as my boyfriend left, well, as soon as he broke up with me, he was my ex-boyfriend. So as soon as he left, I was like up here crying because like my parents, well, my dad, I think, went outside to talk to them some or something. I'm not exactly sure what happened. Because before they left, I went upstairs because I just couldn't deal with it anymore. And I came up here crying. And then my parents, they were like, they both came up here and they're like, come on, girl, I know your heart's breaking. You need to cuddle with us. And I was just like under the covers like I always am when when I'm upset. I'm always under the covers, and I'm like, no, just leave me alone and something. But they got me up, and then they took me to their bed to cuddle and talk and try to help me calm down because they have a bigger bed than I do. My mom and dad do, so all three of us could fit. So, and then for a while after, it was like crying and crying and crying and just pain and pain and pain. And still sometimes when I think of him, I have pain. But shockingly, like, I don't know if y'all can tell I'm a little teary-eyed. I am, because I am a little teary-eyed just because of the way he broke up with me. And I really did care a lot about him, and I worried so much about him during our relationship because of his parents didn't get along that well. So, yeah. But I don't really think of him much anymore. I don't think of him much anymore at all. He's just a boy, and honestly, I'm not one of those girls who would ever date him again. Like, one thing, pretty soon after my breakup, my friend Beth, as y'all know, Beth and then my other friend, if I have a picture of her, I will insert a picture of her in this video. But Beth and this other girl, I don't know if I can say her name or not on the internet, but this other friend of mine, they both surprised me at my house and took me to an ice cream place called Yogurt Mountain. And so that was really nice. I think that's about it. And I have, ever since the breakup, I have recovered really well. Some people say he regrets breaking up with me. And after the breakup, like one time at not a sleepover, one time at a field trip, he started flirting with me. Like, I had my glasses off because we were about to go on a ride. I looked like this. And he said, hey, Valentina, you look beautiful without your glasses. And my friend, I'm not allowed to say her name, and I just looked at each other, and I was just like, this was still during the school year where it was hard to see him, and I'm just like, just get away from me. I'm one of those girls that do not believe in getting back together with your ex. I mean, he's wise enough to know not to ask me out, and he never will, because he knows that about me. He knows I'm never going to get back with my exes. I'm just not that type of girl. Once I have an ex, they're always going to be my ex. I'm never going to get back together with them. Unless if somehow God comes over me and says, Valentina, you need to get back together with this guy because whatever. Only if God says, I'm not getting back together with my ex. Just my own decision and without God's permission. I say exes are exes for a reason. The only way you'll find your true love is by moving on from whoever you broke up with or whoever they broke up with. Like, if they broke up with you or you broke up with them, move on from them and find a different guy. Or if you're a guy or a different girl, that's the only way you're going to find your true love. Like the guy or girl you want to marry someday. So, yeah, that's just my opinion. I just wanted to share that story with y'all. Sorry it's a long story, but I just feel like I wanted to share it. Bye. God bless you guys. Have a wonderful day. Talk to y'all later. And I have a swim meet tonight. So bye and God bless. Please comment, rate, subscribe, and share.